Hey, this is Scott. Hope things are going well. This is for section 7.1 of our new chapter, solving linear equations. In section 1, we're going to look at variable notation and some different pieces with that. And so, section 1 itself begins on page, looking back here, hold on one second, begins on page 299 in your book. Now, there's some things here on this page 299 and throughout the rest of the chapter that are things that are going to be beneficial for you as we go through. Things that are going to make the rest of the chapter a lot easier too with all that. So I'm going to try and hit a few of the highlights here as you go through with that too. One thing is terms. It's going to talk about terms, okay, and how you can identify different terms as you go through and how many terms are in a certain expression with all that too. So as you go to excuse me, take a look at terms and everything else like that. If you have an expression such as something like x plus 7, okay, you're going to have two terms there because you've got two different ones that have a sign in front of each one. The x, which is a positive x, and 7. So that's going to be two terms. But if we had something like 7 over x, or even x over 7, each of those are just one term because they have just one sign in front of them. And that's kind of how you can tell what the terms are. So this would be one term, and this would be one term also. As you started to take a look at some different things, even if you had something like 2x minus 14 times the quantity of x plus 2. Once again, this is going to have two terms. This is going to be one term, and this is going to be your other term right here. Okay, so a couple of things to keep in mind with that. Now, another piece here too is coefficients. As you're looking at your terms and everything else like that, the coefficient is the number that is in front of the variable. That is a coefficient. So if you're looking at some term such as 2x, first of all, the 2 right there, that's your coefficient, and x is your variable. The variable is a letter or some something to represent a number. In this case, we're going to be talking about letters most of the time, but our coefficient there is 2. If we had a number like this, 14p, our coefficient there is a negative 14. Now, a couple things to keep in mind, though, as you work with this, too. If you have something like just the letter A, the coefficient there is 1, because really this is the same as 1 times A. Okay? And the same thing would be true as if you had a negative B. The coefficient there really is a negative 1. Okay? Because really it's a negative 1 times B there. Same thing. So those numbers, even if there's not a number out front, still have a coefficient that way. So those are some things to keep in mind as you go through there too. So the other thing that when this section starts to take a look at too is starting to simplify and combining like terms and everything else like that. If you have a problem, let's say we have 2a plus 3b minus 4 plus 6c plus 4a. Now let's keep going here. Minus 2c plus 8. Okay. What you have to do is you have to combine all the terms that have the same variables with it. So as you take a look at something like this, you take a look and see, okay, what do we have here with a's? Well, I have a 2a and I have a 4a. So 2a plus 4a is going to give me 6a. B's, what else do I have with b's? Well, that's the only one. So I say plus, oops, erase that here. Oh, heavenly days, what happened there? There we go. Now we're back on track. So I have 6a plus 3b. Okay, now c is okay. I've got a 6c here, a positive 6c here, and a minus 2c here. So when I add those together, I get plus 4c. then I have a -4 left here and a +8. So -4 plus 8 is going to be a +4. So that would be my answer. So as you're going to combine like terms, you combine everything that has the same variable. So you can put all your A's together, all your B's together, everything else like that. And usually when we write that, we put it in alphabetical order. So if you're working with X, Y, and Z, it would go in that order, or RST or ABC or whatever the case may be that way. So those are some of the pieces there. The other thing that's going to talk about here too, as you go to solve some of these things, is, and I'm going to get a new page here for this. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. We'll just go with that. That'll work. Maybe. I love it when technology works for me. There we go. All right. Is they're going to use the distributive property to solve some of the problems here. Let's say, for example, you had a problem like this. Let's say we've got two. Whoopsie. I lost my pen. We have 2x plus 4 times x minus 3 minus 8. Okay. So, first of all, as we're looking at this, this would have 3 terms. 2x, 4x minus 4 times the quantity of x minus 3, and -8. 3 different terms there. What we're going to do here now is we're going to take this 4 and multiply it through here using that distributive property. So we take 2x plus 4 times x is 4x. 4 times the -3 is -12 minus 8. And now we want to combine like terms. So 2x plus 4x gives us 6x. And a -12 minus 8 is going to be a -20. So that would be our answer. So now we're looking at some different things here. The first thing we did was we multiplied that through to try and get just all of our terms. And you can see this went from 3 terms to 4 terms. And then when we got to that point, we combined them and got our answers of 6x minus 20. Now, a couple things to keep in mind here. Coefficient is 2. Number out in front is 2. Here my coefficient is 4. Here my coefficient is 6 with that. So those are some of the things that's gonna have you work on here. There are some problems that you can work on page 306. And I think it's 1 through 58 or something like that. Get some practice on those. Make sure it's you feel comfortable working with those, because as we go out through out the rest of this chapter here, these things are going to be very important that way too. So if you have any questions, give me a holler. Drop me an email. Thanks. Bye.